Good morning, friends. Good evening, everyone who has joined from different parts of the globe. Warm welcome to yet another beautiful day of My Time Infinity. It's really exciting to see we all take this journey with that dedication. Thank you so much for coming online. Well, as you all know, this is our My Time. My Time is nothing but the number of days from the World Meditation Day to International Day of Yoga. That is from 21st of May to 21st of June. So we are celebrating these days as My Time. It's our time. So without much ado, let's get into the yet another beautiful day 22. So friends, today it's my great pleasure to introduce a distinguished speaker named Haneesh. So the moment I got to know about this gentleman, I was really fascinated because he comes with a very diverse background, such as international banking, education, personal development, and so on. And with such a wide background, he brings that wealth of knowledge and experience, and that's going to add a great value to our session today. After a great career as an international banker in the UAE, Haneesh has dedicated himself to the fields of education and self-improvement. And he has also authored a very beautiful book called Sciences of Improving Yourself Greatly. I'm sure this was a guide that has inspired many to embark their own inner journeys and personal growth. So since 2007, Haneesh has been practicing meditation, and probably that would have triggered and shaped his approach to the life and teaching. And his passion for sharing this knowledge has led him to, deliver various number of seminars and workshops in over 300 schools and colleges, as well as in various corporate, organizations. Haneesh, we are so happy to have you here. Thank you so very much for accepting our invitation. We are so thrilled. And today, Haneesh is going to guide us through the meditation and then followed by sharing his wisdom. So, friends, please stay tuned in. Let us all welcome Haneesh with a round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Sunil. Hope I am audible and clear.
Yes, very clear. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So it's been nice to meet all of you here, and thank you for having me here. It's been quite a good journey for me in this spiritual world. From 2007, somehow I have been dragged into this, frankly speaking. It's something like there are a few things in your soul plan where you automatically have a few things in your life, few incidents in your life. So in the similar manner, I had from childhood I was into yoga because of my father was doing yoga initially. So I used to go to yoga with him, and Patanjali yoga basically. And after that, he started to do Siddhi Samadhi yoga. So I used to go to Siddhi Samadhi yoga along with him. And over a period of time, he became a Siddhi Samadhi Yoga Guruji, where he used to teach Siddhi Samadhi Yoga to many people in different parts of Andhra Pradesh. So I used to volunteer there. I used to do the service there. So after that, he practiced many things like Manomaya Yoga, Pranic healing, and all these things. But in 2003, he went first time to Tirupati, where he attended this one of the Dhyana Mahachakras, and and he did meditation for there in 3 days, and he got a very different experiences for the first time in his entire journey of his into yoga and meditation. So that is when he left all the things that he learned earlier, and he started doing only Ana-Pana-Sati meditation. That was something like I didn't never expected, because someone who has been learning and doing many things from a very long time. Suddenly, he shifted completely his perspective. He used to wear kashaya before, and he left that identity of wearing a kashaya and identity of a guru, and he became a very simple and normal person. And he started doing Ana-Pana-Sati meditation and started teaching Ana-Pana-Sati meditation from then on, associating with Patriji and PSSM movement. So that is when I was like, initially I was asking him, why dad, no, you have a very good, image of people around you as a Guruji and all. Now suddenly you are leaving that, and now you are saying that you are no more a Guruji, you are just a, simple master, and you are telling that everyone is same. No, that's what I was a little bit confused at that time. So he was telling me to do meditation from 2004, but I was like, even I am not so much interested because I just started college. So our logical brain gets a lot of activated, and we question everything, and from then on I was not so much interested in all these things. So what happened in 2007 is I somehow got into an accident, and I was operated on the leg, and I was asked to um, stay on bed for 3 months. I was operated, and I was asked to rest for 3 months on bed. So the I was kind of very active person. I was into sports and all these things. So I'm kind of very active person. So initially, for the first few days, it's like, it's fine. But for a period of time, I, started to getting a little bit of depression. I was, because someone who is very active, and I was totally sitting on the bed for the entire day, 24 hours by 7. I was like, a little bit depressed. The first 10 days, I was like, it's fine, but after 10 days, it's starting into getting into a lot of depression. I don't know how, but it went maybe it could be because of the medications and all these things also. So at the time, my father told me to do meditation, but I'm not interested because I'm already in pain, and he's telling why he's asking me to do meditation and all. That's what I was thinking at that time. So what he did is he asked four of his fellow masters who are having a very good, who has developed very good abilities in meditation, and he asked them to come for 1 hour every day, morning 8 to 9, and sit around me, and ask them to do meditation in my room. So they used to come by 8 o'clock, and they used to meditate till 9 o'clock. So since someone is coming and doing meditation for you along with you, so I cannot do anything else, right? So I was forcefully doing meditation at that time. So that's how I came into meditation and into this meditation. So the first one week, 10 days, it was nothing much. I was having a lot of thoughts going on. But after 10 days, it was like uh, uh, then I started getting some kind of experiences. I started receiving the energy. I started observing a lot of changes in my body, a lot of cosmic energy flowing into my body. And I started getting a lot of experiences like clairvoyance, and my intuition, developing a lot in these 2 months. Then I started reading a lot of books because I was on bed. So I started reading books. I started with Yogi Yogi Atmakatha, which is like, the autobiography of a yogi, and the monk who sold his Ferrari, many lives, many masters, Ask and It Is Given. And all these books I started reading, and I felt so excited into this journey. So that's how I came into this spirituality. Yeah.
Wow. That's so beautiful. Beautifully narrated. Fantastic. So what led you to, coming to teaching and everything? You're now full time. You're done a lot of conducted classes and personal development courses and everything.
Mhm.
So what
Uh,
motivated you to
yeah.
take that up?
Basically, we run a school. My parents have started a school 25 years back in Andhra Pradesh. So we run 3 branches in Andhra Pradesh. So we are basically into school. As soon as I completed my 10th standard, I started teaching the kids of 10th and 9th standard in my own school. Since it's my own school, I have the liberty to teach. And also I developed a passion for teaching because both my parents were teachers initially. My father is a government teacher. My mother is also a teacher, but she started a school privately. So that's how I had developed passion because of them. So teaching is something that I was very much interested in. So that's how I was interested in. So even after coming into meditation and all these things, even when I going into Patanjali yoga, and also even from childhood onwards, I used to teach yoga whenever the trainer is not there or my father is not there. I used to go and teach yoga to the very elders and all these people. So teaching is something I was commonly going on in my life. So it's a parallel thing that is going on. So that's how I have a passion. I also have a lot of passion towards teaching. So that's how it all went.
Great, great. That's so nice. Beautiful. Wow, I really have a lot of pack of questions to take more experience and information from you, but I think yeah, can we start with meditation
Yeah,
to start with? Yeah, so we would love to take
yes.
meditate under your guidance. Over to
Yeah,
you, Haneesh.
definitely. So let us all close our eyes and now let us go through a small guided meditation. Just close your eyes and observe your thoughts. Just observe your thoughts. Be an observer of the thoughts. Initially, you might be having a lot of thoughts. So in the initial stages, observe what kind of thoughts are hovering in your mind. Be an external observer. Observe your mind. As you observe your thoughts tend to decline. Just try to be an observer, one who is someone beyond the thoughts. If not the thoughts, then who are you? How much time can you extend with a detachment from the thoughts? distance from your thoughts, the more you become who you are. And the more you will receive the cosmic energy. Be an observer of your thoughts. Don't be the thought. How long can you maintain your focus without having any thoughts? Just observe. Take the help of your breath. Focus completely on your breath and avoid all the thoughts. lost in the realm of thoughts. Become an observer of your thoughts. Become conscious of what kind of thoughts are hovering in your mind and bring back your entire focus into your being, focusing on the breath. Question yourself, if I am not the thoughts, who am I? Wait for the universe to deliver the answers to you. Focus on your breath. Let the thoughts flow away. Few more minutes. Can you be without any thought for the next few minutes? Can you be the only observer of your breath? you focus completely on your breath. Can you stay a few more minutes without any thoughts? For the next few minutes, can you detach yourself from the entire world and become nobody? Can you be a nobody for the next few minutes? No thought. Just focus on the breath. Observe any changes in your body Last few minutes, can we bring all our focus only onto our breath? Only for a few more minutes. Can we be nothing? Observe any changes that is happening in your body while being an observer. Few more minutes. Can you be a zero? Can you be completely empty for the next few minutes? Last 1 minute. The next 60 seconds, can we be totally empty? Last 10 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly and slowly. Slowly and slowly. Come to your normal state of being. Place your hands on your eyes and slowly, slowly come out of meditation. Come to your normal state. Give a big clap to meditation from where you are.
Thank you so much, Haneesh. That was deep and wonderful. Thank you very much. We'll give a minute to more for the participants to come out of meditation. Great. Thank you so much. As we all know, this program is co-partnered and organized by IFSS and PSSM Global. And yes, today we are so happy that Haneesh is with us. And we already witnessed a meditation session, and now we are going to witness, hear him speak about the topic of the day, science of energy fields, something very, this has rose a lot of curiosity in me. And though it is so common about energy and science, but I'm sure the topic itself, there is a lot of mystery in it, which I'm sure Haneesh is going to unveil that. Over to you, Haneesh. Let's hear about the topic that you want to share today with us.
Yeah. So let me share my screen a bit. Yeah, hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, Haneesh.
Yeah, okay. So the science of energy fields is something that I am, I learned from many different things, and it's like it's like the basic of all the things. The energy field is something that it's basic of all the world, but most of us, we are not in aware. We are only aware of the physical, presence of the body, the physical presence of the things around us. But the science will give us a perspective of who are you, what are you around, and all these things. Okay, let me go into it. Okay. So when we have the question of who am I, many times we have an idea of identity of who am I as a person, as a body. It's me as a body, or if me as someone who is having a personality, a certain ego, and all these things combined together, the way we think, the way we act, the way we behave, and all these things combined is what who we are. So let us initially start with the body. Like when we go into the body, when we think that we are this body, because everyone thinks that we are this body. So when we think that we are this body, let us take a little bit go deep and see who we are deep inside the body. So on the right side, you have your body, and from the body, if you go inside, you have your organ systems, organs, tissues, and finally comes down to cells, and these cells to the macromolecules, to the molecules, and finally, all these things from ends with an atom. So not only your body, but everywhere, the whatever you see outside in the world. So everything comes down finally to an atom. Atom is the minute part, the smallest part of the creation. So now what is there in the atom? So when you, because with the combination of atoms, we form molecules, and combination of molecules, we have macromolecules, and from cells and cells to the tissues, the organs, and the body. So ultimately, you are a part of a body which is actually built up with atoms. Everything is an atom. So when you go into the atom, we have this, we have learned in our, when our schooling about, it's, we have few things inside an atom. Now, the question is, how much does these things occupy the space in an atom? The proton, the neutron, the nucleus, and the electron, and all. So it is something that we learned that 99.999%, the atom is empty. Only 0.001% space is occupied by these particles in the atom. So which means that, and if an atom is 99.99% empty, and we are all made up of atoms, everything inside here is atom. So what you see is only 0.001%. So it's technically we are 99.99% empty, because in an atom, if it is 99.99% empty and we are made up of atoms, it shows that it clearly tells that what you see is only 0.001%. What you perceive the world is 0.01%. So that is actually the basis of understanding the energy fields. So you only think that you yourself as a physical body, but there is always a field around all of us, a field that is always carrying. It is a electromagnetic field in true sense, that is carrying, that is carrying us actually. We have this field, and it is two-dimensional basically. So this field is all the basis of all the when the creation starts, the field emerges initially, and we give you a few more examples how this field will emerge and it will submerge. So this field is actually the basis of all life. So when we whatever the external environment we are in, we are interacting, either it is the positive or negative, the first effect is on the field. So when the field is affected, slowly that effect comes into your body. So initially, nothing directly comes to the body, even the physical problems, anything that directly doesn't come into the body. The first they interact with the field. There is a lot of interaction within the field for a long period of time that we don't know. But once the interaction is done, then slowly the energy penetrates into the body. The disease or any other things that penetrates the body only after interacting a lot with the field. So if we are able to keep the field, better in a strong way, how then we can avoid all these, diseases, and we can become disease free also. And many people have showed their, how they have become. So I will be going a little bit deep and scientific a bit here, okay, and we'll be showing few things. So as we said, all these things are made up of, electromagnetic toroidal fields. We are all made up of all these toroidal fields which spin in two different ways, clockwise and anti-clockwise, if you say. So including every cell, every organ, and complete, even the earth itself is a complete field. So it is filled with a lot of field, earth itself. So, okay. So this is how we have the fields, we can see, we can see there is two types of fields. Again, when you go deep into the fields, we have two types of fields that are rotating, around us, basically. So if this is the normal field, the upper part and the lower part, this is how it's completely, happening all the time in every part of the world. So just observe this as how this creation happens. From this is how an apple. Let us take an apple as a fruit. So this is how the field around the apple is actually. So when the apple is, what we see is only an apple, but actually this is how the entire field will be there, and around the apple. This is how you can see there are different parts of energies that is coming from the top and from the bottom, and completely converging into a field around the apple. So this is how an apple looks like, in an energetic point of view. Even if you go to the tree, we normally see the upper part of the tree, but even the upper part and the lower part combined itself, it is kind of a field. And it is the same way. And everything, if you take everything, if you take physical objects also, even a magnet, you can see on the left side, you will have the same field that we all have seen in our school or in college, and we know that. So in the same way, every cell, the tree, the human body, even the apple, everything is a field. Everything is completely a field. Only thing is we don't observe the field. We don't have that ability to perceive the field. Since we are having the ability only to perceive 0.001% of the world around us, we don't have the ability to perceive the field. So this is how we can say it as a positive or a negative, just like how a battery is, how the both positive or negative things happen. It will give rise to electricity. In the same way, this is the one the red light, red frequency, which we can assume it as, and the blue one, where there's two different fields that are actually emerging every day and every time from every particle and every cell and on all of the universe. So the whole of the universe is actually having this same similar field structure, and that is something that we cannot perceive. The pure white light splits into two. That's called what we are talking about. So and creating the red shift and the blue shift. So this actually then creates a plane of inertia at the contact point, which is at the 0 point within the field, at the middle of the field. That's from where the seed starts becoming slowly big. It's either the seed, even as a seed, because you become being a cell from when you are created, being the first cell. From there, even the field is the zero when you are at the 0 point of a cell, and from there the plane of inertia between these two, red and blue, when there is the point of inertia is the point of creation. So that is where everything emerges from that single point of two different fields merging at one point. That is where everything is created basically. So that is the center of the field, radiates, and and the effect of this radiation creates a vibrating red, which is called, feminine energy, and blue shift, which is called masculine energy. Then we are part of both these energies. So then after them, it creates green, which is the internal plane, 0 point. It is at the middle point, which is the point of creation, the inertial point. It is where actually the creation starts when these two fields come together. So when these two forces merge at the center of the field, it gives birth to the physical matter. That's how the physical matter starts. So the four elements on the plane of inertia comes into existence from this point. So the center of the field is it's the ether, which is the fifth element, as we have 5 elements. So this ether gives birth to the 4 physical elements. That's how all the 5 physical elements comes into existence. So every day, every second, the creation is happening simultaneously in and around the world around us. So these 4 elements comes from this ether, from this point of creation, from the point of energy. So we all know about the 5 elements, but when we say space or ether, there is no specific definition for that. But the definition here is it gives this space or this inertia. This is the point of creation that gives rise to these 4 physical elements. So from now, I think you can understand that, the physical creation, the physical matter comes into existence when these two opposing forces are in motion, equalized. When they rotate with an equal energy, then this creation starts. So everything is in motion. Motion in itself is called which is magnetic. So that because we are talking about electromagnetic field. Our thoughts are electric and our feelings are magnetic. Okay, that's what we need to understand. So as we all know and learned this in science, energy cannot be destroyed, but only transmuted into different states of motion. That's all we know all these things. So that is how this energy initially, it starts, and it will transmute into different forms. You are an energy, and when you die, it's not like that your energy is gone. It is transformed to another form. Maybe in the form of a soul, and maybe in the form of something else. So it's all transmuted. Everything, the energy keeps on moving from one form to another form all the time. So, the electricity vibrates. We all know that, that electricity vibrates. In the same way, our thoughts vibrate, and all the vibrations have come back to a rest point, and that is the point when there is 0. When the vibration feels to stop, and that is where the entire decay happens. Even when our vibrations of the body becomes 0, that when the body starts decaying. So initially, for the first 24 hours of time, our body won't be decaying that much, because our vibrations will be still on when we die. So slowly after the body dies for a certain period of time, the vibrations start to is to stop, and the decaying happens. Even for an apple, let us take an apple. The apple is vibrant when you plug an apple and keep it in your kitchen for almost like 5 to 10 days or 20 days. It will vibrate. The vibrations is there, but once the vibrations stop, once the vibrations is to stop, that when the decaying starts. That's how it's all there in the universe, because it's made of the atoms which contain the electricity. So when the electricity, when it stops, automatically the decaying starts. Okay, that's actually the part that is how the creation is. Something starts, something created, something emerges, something grows, something stops, and so decays. That is the part of that is the model of creation. And our soul is the magnetic, and it's an ever radiating. It's a very eternal essence which lives forever, unlike our body, which is electric. Our body is completely electric, and it is having a time period. But our soul is something which is magnetic. It doesn't have any any decay. It's only transforming its form from one body to another body. So birth, it's the cardinal and its creator, which we call as Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, right? No, the birth is the cardinal and it's the creator. The growth is the, it's the preserver, which is called the Vishnu, and the decay, the destroyer, it's called the Shiva. No, that's the universe. That's the source of entire creation and destruction. That's what we talk about in Hindu mythology, in the Vedas, about the Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. How everything starts here, it's created, it's preserved for a point of time, and finally it gets destroyed. And one of the thing about the recent discoveries about the heart, even if you want to talk about the heart, it will take an entire class only to discuss about the heart. So it is very much stronger than we think. Everything happens from the field of the heart, the field that is emerging from the heart. The heart is the center, and it's more powerful than the brain. It is and it's like only if you have become a heart centered, if your heart energy is have become when you increase your heart energy, then you will be someone who will be a very magnetic person. Basically, the difference you see people who are very magnetic is only because their heart chakra is so much vibrating, it's so much active that their energy actually draws things to them. Even not only people, situations, things, it can be material things, all things what will be drawn to us when our heart energy is expanded with when our heart chakra is very much clear and clean. Our magnetism goes beyond. You can see some people, you can see Patriji also, when he has a lot of energy around him, people are drawn to him basically automatically. And this all thoughts are electric and emotions are magnetic. Every thought and emotion has a vibration. So we don't understand that. Since we don't have an understanding of the field, since we don't perceive the world as a field, we don't give importance to each and every thought. Every negative thought, every negative emotion has a certain vibration with a certain frequency, and every thought has an emotion attached to it. So when these thoughts and emotions are not positive, if they are having if you are having a lot of anger, if you are having a lot of jealousy, a lot of dissatisfaction, discontent, when you are having all these things, what happens is you are attracting the same energy field around you. So when you think in terms of energy, you should always be conscious that every single thought, every single emotion has a certain frequency and vibration, and you should be very conscious of what you're thinking, how you're thinking, how you are reacting as a part of an emotion. You should be a very, very conscious person of every thought. That is how you will actually influence your field or a period of time when you meditate and generate only positive thoughts, and try to react only into rather than reacting, I can say responding towards positive emotions. Only that is the point of time when your energy field becomes more and more. Along with meditation, you have to become a conscious observer of your thoughts and of your emotions. So yeah, the strength of your field determines whether you are thinking and feeling high vibratory expressions or low vibratory expressions. So high vibrational thoughts and emotions strengthen the field, which I already told you just now. And low vibrating thoughts, negative thoughts, again, that influences or declines the strength of our field. So the depreciation of the field and the decline in the strength of the field is more prone to dis-ease in the body. So the more you are vibrant, the more you are strong with the field around you, the less the negative things come inside our body. So all emotions, they are felt in the heart, and all our thoughts are produced in the brain, that we know. So it's very important, for us to maintain positive thoughts only, purposefully maintain positive thoughts, and try to purposefully produce positive emotions, and that itself will make the difference. because in today's world, having a lot of negative thoughts or negative, emotions has become a part and parcel of life for people. But that should not be the case. That is actually depleting the energy field. That is, draining the strength of the energy field. And that is one of the reasons today you can see diseases have become a lot more easy than the earlier days. Only the reason is because the field itself has become so much weakened. So that is one of the reason in spiritual perspective we are talking about why more and more people are prone to diseases and all these days. That is something that we can understand. And yeah, and the heart is, as you said, the center of the field, because even when you are, what is the first organ that is created when you from the cell, what is the first organ that is created when you become a body? You all know, you might know that heart is our first organ that is created. So that is the center. Heart is the organ that's first created. It's the center of the field. From there, that is the seed. And it has the ability to send out magnetic impulses into the quantum field around us. So as I said, everything is a field. Your field is a part of the entire cosmos. It's the entire fields. So everything has the entire cosmos is a field, and in that field, everything is having, each entity having its own field, and each field is influenced by the magnetic impulses that emerge from the heart. How we react. What are you feeling at this point of time right now? At a certain moment, or the entire day, what are your emotions that you are carrying? What are the emotions that you have suppressed? The suppressed emotions that are creating some kind of magnetic impulses sending into the quantum field. So when your heart chakra becomes completely free of these suppressed emotions and your heart is completely open, when your heart is completely open, then you generate a lot of positive magnetic impulses that create a very strong field. But when people suppress a lot of emotions and they constantly are in stress, that creates a lot of negativity in the field. Automatically their immunity also comes down. The strength of the field is directly related to the strength of their immunity. Okay, so yeah, that's about the heart. So how to have a strong field? Having known all this, I know it is a little bit of scientific for some of you, but if you are able to understand, we only see and perceive the body and things, but it is not that. It is more about a field. You are not just limited to this body alone. You are more than this body. You are outside this body. That is the field you are in. So the thing, how to have a strong field, how to maintain a strong field, or how to create a strong field from today, is there are a few things. Living from the heart and not from the mind, as I already said. The heart is the magnetic one, and the heart is the source of creation. That is the seed. Your seed. If you consider yourself as a seed from which you have emerged, it is the heart. Okay, so live from the heart. Most of the today's world, people are living from the mind. We all totally live from the mind in our day-to-day basis, and we think we have to cope up with the mind. These things, to cope up with the world, we have to be the mind. But don't believe that you can live from your heart. The more you live from your heart, automatically the world around you also interacts with you in such a way. And as you said, the positive thoughts, only positive thoughts, no negative thoughts at all on anyone. So that is something that we can imbibe in ourselves. And positive feelings, positive emotions. When I said feelings, positive emotions. How can even if you don't have any positive emotion right now, even if your life is not so positive, you can try something like you can sit in a meditation. You can imagine and visualize a positive emotion. It may not be there with you, but you can visualize that you are having certain activity around you which is creating a positive emotion. Just imagine, and even that imagination itself will will give out a lot of impulses of positive vibration, even though it's not there. So the more you do that, the more all these things happen. And the diet, as we all know, we all follow completely vegetarian. From vegetarian, you can often become a fruitarian over a period of time. Not completely, maybe at least one meal of the day can be, you can be a fruitarian. That is quite possible. That will increase your energy field. Okay, and another thing, being completely around positive people, which in the sense of PSSM, it's we talk about satsang, people with people with who are radiating with the same desires of growing spiritually, rather than hanging around with people who are having only this materialistic things in the world. So that is one thing, that you can change your environment to change your field. And of course, you need to have a balance of chakras. Many times people have a disbalance in the energy fields in the chakras. So the more you meditate, the more the chakras gets balanced, of course. And being in the nature, meditating under the trees, spending time in the nature will actually help. The nature helps our energy field to remove all the negative things from our field. And grounding every day. Today we lost touch with nature. We need to have certain touch with nature. Nature heals us. We need to touch a tree every day. We need to walk with barefoot on soil every day. Today, from most people, I feel that it could, for someone it could be more than 3 or 4 or 5 months that they haven't touched a soil with their leg. That is the scenario today. But that will deplete your energy. Okay, and of course, ultimately it's about meditation. These are all add-ons, but meditation is the ultimate thing. When you do meditate, automatically you can influence the field around you, and you become so strong. You can become a strong field. First of all, you can slowly when the cosmic energy flows in your body, it will help. The cosmic energy will actually cleanse the whatever the problems are there in the field. It will cleanse it, it will clean it slowly, and it will make the field very stronger. So that is something that we have to do every day. That is how we are. That is why we are taking meditation every day, and that is why everyone has to do meditation every day if they want a very strong field and strong immune system, and away, if you want to be away from any disease. So that is all about today's thing. So yeah. So yeah, thank you for giving me this opportunity. We'll have a lot of if you have any Q&As, let us have some Q&As now, and
Yeah. Thank you so much, Haneesh. Wow, that was wonderful. We know at the peripheral about energy and everything, but I think today's presentation, as you made us really be more aware that how these energy fields can go helter-skelter if we just get drifted. Thank you so much for presenting this and sharing this wisdom. Yes, friends, we are now open for question and answer. We can raise your hands or put your questions in the chat. So by the time the participants ask the questions, Haneesh, let me ask maybe a couple of questions. Can you enumerate any personal example where you felt that I'm more curiously asking about the energy aspect. There is something happened, or you went through certain situations and you could relate, yeah, this is what that energy has influenced in different way, and maybe some great learning with respect to this energy that you just mentioned. Any personal example?
It's it's very thing. I mean, yeah, it's not a okay. Every day it is actually thing. It's not like a certain thing. Every day when you meet certain people, if you have a strong energy field, your field will automatically reject them. Basically, you feel some bad vibes, so that itself will show that your positive field is rejecting those people. And everything, even if when you are carrying a depleted, weakened field, you will be attracted to that kind of food even. today, if you are observing, people, even though they know that they need to eat at home a healthy diet, but still they somehow, even at least at the weekend, they try to get it from outside, try to go and eat outside, even though they know it's junk food, but still it is because we somehow has this, whatever the tendencies of, getting attracted to this, negative energies. That is also a part of our journey, actually. So that is fine. And we learn, we grow from our journeys. So interacting with the field is something with every day that happens. And my first understanding of this field started when, I had my father actually, when after this 2 months of bed rest, my father took me to Brahmarshi Patriji in 2007. He was lying, on the bed, and my father introduced me to him. Hey, he's my son. He had encountered a small accident, and he just looked into my eyes, and I felt so much, energetic initially, and then he gave me a handshake. And suddenly there is a lot of energy that is traveling from his hand to my hand into my body, and it is vibrating a lot. I can clearly feel the vibration. And my father, who is holding my hand, suddenly left his hand. He felt some kind of electric shock has occurred to him. So he's not in a position to receive that much energy. So, but since I was meditating every day and I was reading books every day, I was receiving that. I am at the receiving end. So he somehow gave that energy to me, that I think I will cherish for my entire life. No, that is the first point of meeting with Mr. Patriji sir, and he gave that energy to me. And from after that, my energy has blown up. I was like, become a very highly energetic person. I become so what do you say, very very vibrant person after that. So, and even at that time also, I got the questions: how is it possible as a science student? We cannot, how it can we just move from one thing to another without any kind of, force? That gets itself give me idea that whatever the science that I'm learning is really limited. There is many things beyond science that we cannot understand. Without force, how is energy getting transformed? So that means, okay, there is something more. That's when I started to think and understand about quantum physics and quantum science.
Wow. That's really a unique experience, I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Haneesh. Haneesh, another point which I'm getting is, see, generally everyone aims to, we all aim to maintain a positive thought, but fear is something on the other side which we cannot ignore. And most of the time, sometimes the fear takes over. And once the fear is taken over, it goes helter skelter. It goes in different direction. So, understanding the energy concept, how do you think that we can, at that very moment, because the splurge of energy on the fear is more than the positive thoughts, though our intention is there to maintain that positive thought. There's a fine difference, maybe fine act, or maybe if you could throw some light on how to handle such situations.
See, there are two things here. One thing is a spiritual journey, and one thing is a material journey. So, being in a spiritual journey, you cannot say that I completely in today's world. That's what Patriji told us, that in today's world you cannot you don't want to become a yogi, you don't want to become a hermit on the top of a mountain your entire life. That is not what our souls journeys today are, because this century, the souls that are born in these last 50 years 80 years time period, we are here for a very different experience. We are not here only to do not to grow spiritually in a monastery, but we are here to be in the material world and as well grow spiritually. So that is the challenge that we accepted before coming here at this point of time, especially when there is a dimensional shift that is happening. When we chosen this time period to come into this earth plane, it is because of this very different challenge that we want to handle. The reason we have been into this time period is because we want to have this challenge of being spiritually in a material world. Because if you observe from the last 50 to 80 years, the world has become more materialistic. And the reason why we, being having a spiritual destiny or want to having a spiritual growth, have come into this time period is because of that only. Because it is more challenging. The more challenging, the more your soul grows. The more number of challenges we are having from around, the more you grow. Everything is a learning basically. Until you learn, it's everything is like a pattern basically. If you don't learn, it will try to come again at certain point of your time in your life. The more you learn, the more you get more experiences as a soul, the more you become better as a soul. Okay. So it is like, because since you are a condensed form of light, basically, who are you or me or anything in this material world, the light has condensed its form, decreased its vibration, and become a physical matter. Even we all know that, from being a cell or being a body, if your body is growing, so how is it growing? It is because of the food that we are eating, just for example. And where are we getting from the food? The food we are getting is from the trees and the plants. And how are the plants or trees are able to make this apple or make this food? It is because of the photosynthesis. And what is photosynthesis? Is about when there is only light, it can happen. Photosynthesis will happen only when there is light. So it means that whatever you are eating to grow as a body, as a human, is also coming through the light. So it is nothing but light. Whatever you are having in your body, you are eating, it's nothing but light, a condensed form of light, different form of light. So being in this, when you understand that, when you are aware of that, everything is a condensed form of light. Even the people you are meeting, the situations you are happening, all these things will challenge you. If you are a strong soul, or someone who want to become a strong soul, or someone who want to who thought that my life should have more challenges in order for me to grow beyond the material world. So that is where you attract a lot of negative things, negative people, negative situations, diseases, and now you are challenged. At this point of time, now your transformation has to happen. You have to grow beyond the disease. You can see many people in meditation, in the meditation community of PSSM movement, have healed their diseases completely. That means they have chosen a disease as a challenge, and they have challenged it, they meditated, they overcome it, and now they have evolved as a soul. But on the other hand, you see many people who has taken this challenge, but still are not meditating or depending on medicine or doctor, and they're not learning. So that is something that, it's like everyday thing. So you have to challenge yourself, basically.
Great, thank you. So I think a few good points which I picked up. The most important thing I picked up is the awareness. So these things can cloud us, but it's the awareness that's going to help us to overcome the fear. Thank you so much, Haneesh.
Right.
Yeah, there are a few questions which has come in the chat. Let me just pick one by one. Lataji has asked how to increase heart energy. I think this is that one slide which you had a lot of bullet points that actually answers this question. Maybe you want to explain that again, Haneesh, for Lataji. How to increase heart energy.
As I said, the first question I think I can see how to increase the heart energy is, of course, we have to meditate. If we are having when the heart chakra is not aligned, mostly we have a lot of challenges. And now you have a challenge, challenge with people regarding the heart chakra, especially. So that means that you are challenged. So now how to overcome this challenge is now by increasing the energy of the heart chakra, by bringing the heart chakra into alignment to the remaining chakras, into the space of alignment. So there are only through meditation. Very simple thing is, The more you meditate, automatically the alignment happens. It's very simple. We don't need any different things actually. That's the basic. There are many things. They can be add-ons basically. Just like, when you take a pizza is the base, the crust is the common. But what you add on, there are many things. There is a certain meditation only for the heart chakra. That we can do. But that is an add-on. But meditation is the ultimate thing basically. That's the crest. Once you meditate, you can add on anything. You can, the more you can add, the add-on can be purposefully having positive emotions, purposefully, guided positive emotions. Sometimes I also teach this, as a part of aligning the heart chakra, where I guide people towards meditating on purposefully positive emotions, guiding them towards developing a positive emotions, imagination and visualization, through imagination and visualization. So even that, doing that for a period of time itself also has an impact. But ultimately, it's all about meditation. Whatever you add on, I can do this, I can do that. Yes, definitely. But once you are able to do meditate, and today, even when we're doing meditation, the reason I guided you to be an observer of your thoughts is not, it's because it's not about how much amount of time I am sitting. It's about how much amount of time I'm actually meditating. It is how much amount of time I can be in the zero state without thoughts. Someone meditates for 1 hour, can only stay without thoughts for 2-3 minutes. Someone meditates for half an hour, but can stay without any thought into the zero state for 10-15 minutes also. So we have to increase the zero state. Being in the zero state, developing positive emotions is also one of the way to increase the heart energy and heart chakra.
Thank you, Haneesh. There's a question from Rajiv Kumar Ji. Are there wearable devices that can provide microcurrents to increase cellular energy?
Definitely
Device healing.
technology is coming, artificial intelligence is coming into spirituality, of course. And some devices like Healy has come in. Recently many people are using the device Healy, and they're actually getting healed, really. Of course, I totally agree, because as I said, no, everything is a field, and if I'm having a certain misalignment in certain organ, that means that the field got depleted, the negative energy has crossed the field and came into my body, and now my body is having a disease. And now what I'm doing is I'm trying to use that device frequency, so that the frequency of this negative thing changes and my body heals. So yes, that is definitely there are few devices that will do that. But what happens in meditation when you heal, apart from the devices? Let's see. What happens is, when you do meditate, now whatever the field that from the field that has penetrated into the body, when you do meditate, because of this cosmic energy, the field will heal. The cosmic energy will heal the negative things from the field, and slowly that cosmic energy will come to the organ and it will heal the organ. So that is actually what you say is for a challenging way to grow, basically. Of course, you can use the device definitely to temporarily, definitely, if you want to overcome, definitely you can do that. But you should not depend on it for your spiritual growth. Basically, device can heal you, but it will not grow you spiritually. But if you want to grow spiritually also, then you have to heal it with cosmic energy rather than a device. Yeah.
Correct. Thank you so much. Lataji will unmute you, but there's one question I will pick up from the chat and then mute you, Ji. Chandana Ji has asked, in wife and husband, anyone is with more negative energy, how can the other person face the situation?
Yeah, Mr. Sunil, this is one of the most common and actually a serious problem in today's world. Okay. The reason is, when you choose someone, or someone is chosen to you, whatever it is all a part of your journey. Now, if you have chosen someone who is negative person to come into life, it is for you, because it is you have chosen him. It can be direct. I'm not talking about direct, choice. Even before getting married, even before coming to this earth, you have chosen your experiences, You have chosen what kind of people you want to be with, so that you will grow as a soul. And that is the reason you have chosen someone, whether the husband or the wife. And because of them, you are having a lot of challenges. And that is where you are there to, because if you have chosen the challenges, that means that you have chosen to acknowledge the challenges, and you want to grow beyond the challenges, because it is your choice to have that experiences in your life. You have chosen the experience. It's not like that experience is coming to you randomly. You have chosen some experiences through which the other person is giving you that, and it is every time it is poking you to grow. Every time it is telling you to grow beyond this. How can you go beyond? It is questioning you, it is challenging you. So that is where you have to grow and meditate, grow your energy, question yourself. When you meditate, when you become zero, from that nobody, when you connect to the light, when you connect to the cosmic light in the meditation, and you question inside, how to overcome anything, any question. The more you meditate, the answer the light will reveal to you. So though it will challenge you when you having certain negative people happening in your life, maybe in your family, business. Even in business also, I was having a lot of negative people, interacting with negative people every day in day out in my business. But I am a little bit of aware, even though I'm interacting every day, that yes, this is a challenge for me. So how I can overcome this? First thing is, the question is, I will not react. First thing, because I'm more aware. I'm more aware that this is something I have chosen. Yeah, the anger, if I'm getting angry, I will try to be aware that what kind of emotion is flowing in my mind. And also I've become a little bit more aware. Next stage is where that, I have chosen this. I have made a choice to choose this experience in my soul. And I meditate upon it, and I question it, like, why is this experience in my movie? No, the movie of life. Why is this experience in my movie? If you meditate upon this, then you will get an answer from inside. So that is how you have to question every day and grow every day.
Thank you, Haneesh. So one curious question that came in my mind is, would we become judgmental by analyzing the energies, and how much that can influence? Because intuition is one thing which we always, we can blindly believe and we can relate to, but I'm just trying to think from, if I measure everything with energy, how are we going to manage this judgmental mindset?
Yeah. So when you say judgment, so what are your judgment based upon? Your judgment. So when you say judgment, basically, your judgment is based upon your past experiences. Basically, what are your experiences for over a period of time? All this accumulated into your brain, into your memory. You have a certain perception of the world, and based on that perception, what you do is you judge. But when you are a meditator, when you grow as a meditator spiritually and your energy, you don't actually judge, you understand the energy. You understand the vibe. I don't feel good in this situation. I don't feel good dealing with this person. There is something wrong. So it's not judgment, but it is the vibe you are able to understand. So there is a difference. Judgment is constantly always judging who is this person, whether he's good or bad. I think the way he's talking, I think the way he is doing these things, he's a bad person. This is judgment basically. But understanding the vibe is a different concept actually. No, you are not judgmental. You are more of a vibrational person. So it's a difference. Yeah.
Wonderful. That clarified. Thank you.
Yeah.
Lataji, will unmute you. Can you please ask your question? Yes, Lataji.
Sir, just Haneesh sir shared one experience right? Patriji shared, passed the energy of him to uh, uh, pass the after shake hand, the energy got passed to the sir, right?
Yeah.
So immediately I got a question like, how, why gurus help only certain people, why not others?
Okay. Frankly speaking, I don't know. I can't tell the answer for that. Why we cannot tell that answer because my father actually questioned Patri sir after this happened. After a few days, he said, sir, this is something I felt. You just shook hand with my son, and I was laying the hand on my son and felt like a shock. And he said after that I asked my son. He said he lost a lot of energy, and my father asked me, sir, why didn't you give me any energy and you gave my son a lot of energy? Then sir smiled and said, he is at the receiving end. He said very simple. He's at the receiving end. He's ready to receive energy from me. So I just gave it. So you are not ready. No problem. Because I felt that, I was meditating for the 2 months. I was completely in a room, only meditating, reading books, and I become so pure as a person. And that is where I think I was able to attract that energy from sir. So the more you become like that, a person who can know, who is in a position to attract more energy, because if sir is able to give that energy to me, I actually I was like, in my engage, so after this happened, after 1 year or so, I think, I again went to sir and said, sir, last time you gave me energy and I was really highly vibrant. I worked so well. I started spreading meditation to schools, colleges. For 1 year I was completely doing that. Again, I fell into this materialistic world. Sir, please give me some more energy. I said, and sir almost slapped me. Okay, so it doesn't work that way, basically. Okay, so we should be in the receiving end, basically, and we should be able to, attract. And I don't know, there is no any specific answer. Maybe some seniors here would deliver that answer. I'm not sure about it.
Well, that is the best answer, Haneesh, you gave. There is no specific answer. You rightly said that when we are in the state of receiving from receiving, you will get that. And the purity that you mentioned, the pure state of mind. Yeah. Thank you, Lataji. Balaji has a question. Sir, can you suggest some books on further reading on this subject, please?
Yeah, definitely. It's about what kind of knowledge you want to acquire. Based on person, the choice is always we have to come from inside. What you choose. Sometimes, because I'm more scientifically, kind of person, and the book that attracted me initially was The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. So because it is more a connection between a normal material world that 90% of the people are in to a spiritual world. So that really attracted me. So after that, many lives, many masters, and it is also a scientific kind of thing, because he's a psychologist who hypnotizes someone, and he was able to speak to different entities through a person, which is happening in real life. He was not aware that this kind of things will happen. So, and that book is also very scientific. So, I mean, scientific in the sense it gives sense, based on what science and spirituality come together. So, ask and it is given. If you have a lot of questions, the best book is Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. If you read the book, all your questions will automatically get resolved, because that book is really simple and wonderful book. Book 1, 2, and 3, Neil Donald Walsh, Conversations with God. Almost all our questions will get answered. We'll get only from these 3 books, you will acquire a hell lot of knowledge, basically. Like that, yeah. So it's your choice, basically.
Great. Thank you so much. Wow. Friends, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, or you can raise your hand. Great. Thank you so much, Haneesh. I think there are no more questions in the chat. I would like to end this session with a small research bite. We usually share every day just as a bite from the research perspective. So the research title that I'm going to share today is the experienced mindfulness meditators exhibit higher parietal occipital EEG gamma activity during NREM sleep. So NREM is nothing but the non-rapid eye movement sleep. So this study was carried out collectively by researchers from Department of Psychiatry and Weizmann Center for Brain Imaging and Behavior at the University of Wisconsin and Madison, US. So we all know meditation has become popular for its health benefits, from the general wellness to helping from different medical conditions and so on. However, scientists wanted to understand exactly how meditation changes the brain activity. So that was the main purpose of this study. So in this study, the researchers looked at experienced Buddhist meditators who had an average of 8,700 hours of meditation experience. And they tried to compare their brain activity during sleep so that, and they tried to compare that with people who don't meditate. So they use special tools called high density EEG to record the brain activity during this non-rapid eye movement NREM sleep. So what they found was, for these long-term meditators had much higher gamma brain wave activity in their brain regions, at the parietal occipital region. This is the center part of the brain here during the NREM sleep, non-rapid eye movement sleep. So there was an increase of specific frequency range between 25 to 40 hertz, which was linked to the amount of daily meditation practice. So this suggested that the meditation led to lasting changes in the brain function. So this research highlights that meditation can significantly enhance the mental well-being and cognitive functions. The changes in the brain activity that are seen in the long-term meditators indicate that meditation can alter the brain's natural activity even during the sleep when we are not consciously meditating. So studies careful methods, including the rigorous sleep recordings, data analysis, they ensure that these findings are very much reliable. They found that increase in gamma activity was only during NREM sleep and not REM sleep. So that's a very, very important revelation from this research, showing that the specific impact of meditation in the sleep stage. So to conclude, this study shows that long-term meditation practice results in measurable and lasting changes in the brain activity. Yeah, a bit technical, this research, but then what the key takeaway is that the bottom line, as Haneesh mentioned, for anything and everything, meditation is the answer. So we keep meditating regularly. There are a lot of changes that are happening physically and non-physical realms, and that are all going to influence and help in our path. So with that, let us end this day 22. Haneesh, thank you so very much once again. It was a pleasure listening to you. You touched upon a very important topic, which we can relate very much. And it was very beautiful to listen to your answers, your experiences and everything. Thank you so much, the team in the behind who have been working hard to ensure that every day the show is on, and we are going through a long journey of 33 days. Today is day 22, the last leg of 11 days. It's beautiful. Thank you so much, participants, for your time spending here and doing a collective group meditation. With this, thank you note, we end this session, day 22. We look forward to yet another beautiful session tomorrow. Thank you all very, very much. Have a nice day and have a nice evening and good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Haneesh.